Hello, Summer Wellness Tribe. I am so grateful that you are here. Thank you for coming onto your mat today. June is Pride Month, and so this class today is about celebrating all beings everywhere. And to do that, we are going to do a practice that we work on the hips, the hamstrings, and the twists. Okay, a little bit of each of those. So to start, if you have a block and a blanket if you like it for your knees, or two blocks, grab those things. Otherwise, I think you will be all good. All right? So we're going to start in child's pose. Let's come towards the back of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch. And if child's pose just doesn't work in your body, you can be up on your knees like this. Pad those knees if you need to, and take a puppy pose. Okay? All right. So forehead to the ground. And as we celebrate Pride Month, this class, I want us to all take time to really focus on beginning to feel at home with ourselves. That can be new territory. So not only is Pride Month about celebrating all beings everywhere and the LGBTQ plus community, but it is also about feeling at home with ourselves. It is about standing up for what's right. It is about living in our own authentic way. It is about having a community, a group of people. In yoga, we call that a kula, a group of people who come together with a similar intention of the heart. And so today, friends, we practice together. And as your forehead rests on your own mat, take a moment and set an intention. Maybe thinking for yourself about how at home with yourself do you feel? How accepting of yourself are you? How open are you to yourself and compassionate? And then let's inhale, come up, tabletop position. I want you to separate your shins if they were in child's pose. And we're just going to take a very brief down dog just to stretch out those legs. So exhale, hips to the sky. Now I like to bend my knees as I'm kind of first getting going. And let's come forward toward the plank pose, toward the top of a push-up. And then exhale, very slowly lower those knees back down to the ground. And then you're going to curl, let the belly draw down and the heart lift up. Curl up into cow. And then exhale, start to lift the knees and send the hips back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, like a wave, start to come forward in through plank. And very controlled and slow, let your knees come back towards the floor. And then letting that same core now soften and lift up through the heart. So even though it softens, it doesn't mean it just drops either. There's still some engagement in the belly. And then exhale, the knees start to come up, the hips draw back as you push down and forward with the hands, down dog. Inhale forward into plank. And one more time, exhale, slowly dropping towards your knees. Good. Let's take our right leg out to the right so the toes point forward. Good. And take a moment here. Inhale. Shoulders are over the wrists at the moment. And then exhale. I want you to just draw your hips back a little bit. And make a sound effect that you're like, yes, thank you, body. I feel you. Good morning, good evening, good night. And so if you want to pulse, inhaling, coming forward, shoulders over wrists, and exhale, drawing back, do that. And if it just feels good to stay, yes, do that. Being at home with ourselves is listening. And I am so guilty too of, it's like we're afraid to be bored in this world today. We're afraid to just be with ourselves without because we always feel like we have to be doing. Good. And then inhale, come forward. Now shoulders over wrists. Let's take that right leg back. Turn the toes so they point down towards the floor. Zip the low belly in. And now you're going to tap the ball of your foot off towards the left side of your mat. Take a look over that left shoulder and see if you can see your right foot. Take a nice deep inhale. And now as you exhale, you're going to bring that right knee towards your right elbow or towards the right armpit. And then you're going to swing it back where it came from. Inhale. Exhale. Right knee, right armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Exhale. Now, listen carefully. Keep pulling that right leg and see if you can sweep it in front of your left. One knee is stacked. My right knee at the moment is stacked on top in front of my left. And now we're going to walk out as you open up your feet to a V shape. Brow your forehead down towards the floor. So this is like a modified Gomukhasana, cow face. Now, if you're not feeling it and you want to walk back a little bit more and let your hips, your knee, your right knee in particular, will lift off the ground. If you want to do that so you feel a little bit more into the outer hips, you can. Sometimes I actually get more stretch. I have to play around with the way that you tilt your pelvis. So if you've got more of an anterior tilt where you're kind of letting the belly come more down towards the floor and the groins to go back, you're going to get more stretch than if your lumbar spine is rounding and your tailbone is scooping down. So try to send the groins back. And then walk your hands back in as your head lifts up. Breathe in. And exhale, uncross your knees. Good. Left leg now is going off to the left. The toes are going to point forward. Inhale here. And then exhale, sit back on that right shin a little bit more. Shoulders are going to come back over those. They're going to come back behind the wrists. So if you want to pulse, inhale. And exhale. And you can even, some days I'll just drop to the forearms and again, just really enjoying the stretch. And this is feeling really good. So I'm going to stay here. But if you want to keep pulsing, maybe another breath or two. Send that Ujjayi breath into the entire body. And you can almost feel how even sometimes breathing deep may feel unfamiliar, may not feel at home in your own body. And so we're working with that. Good. Inhale. Slowly come up. Exhale. Pick that leg up and start to internally rotate the leg. Turn the toes down towards the floor. Equal pressure in both of your hands. Draw the outer left hip down and the inner left thigh up. And then you're going to tap left foot off to the right side of your mat. This time, look over your right shoulder. Draw the left shoulder back and out of your ear. Move your outer right hip towards your back inner thigh, your left inner thigh a little bit more. And then we're going to just pulse here. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale, breathe into your left side waist. And as you exhale, left knee, left armpit or elbow. Inhale, tap it. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, tap. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. One more time. Breathe in. Left knee, left elbow. You're doing amazing. Now keep it there. Drop more towards your nose. And this is a tricky move. You may have to finagle that or come up on your shins. Get the left foot in front of, so your knees cross, left knee in front of right knee in front of each other. And then walk the hands out into a puppy shape, forehead to the floor. Send the groins back. So again, watch your back here. I'll show it. So you're rounding more in the lumbar, or you're trying to send the groins back. And then where the bottom tips of the shoulder blades come together, you're melting that down towards the floor. And if you're not feeling that and you want to walk yourself back more, letting that front knee, the left knee lift a little bit, you can certainly do that. And hands walk back in. Legs, right leg just sweeps next to left knee. Uncross those legs. Let's tuck both of our toes and hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in through your nose. Accepting this moment. Exhale, let it go. Lift your heels, inhale. And this first time, I want you to walk really slow. Stay on the balls of your feet and just pause for a moment. Just take that right foot or the left foot, doesn't matter. Just pause. You'll get a nice stretch through the outer hip there. And then take the left foot further forward. You may have to let the heels of your hands lift. And again, just notice the stretch. You're like taking the scenic drive, you know, when that uncle or that your dad or whoever was like, let's go see that giant wall of mud. Is that what that was in Vacation? The world's biggest ball of mud. Inhale. Right, kids? Heart forward. If I have any Vacation fans out there, exhale. I'm disappointing myself because I don't know how many times I've seen that movie, but I think it's the world's largest ball of mud. Let's bend those knees and roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up. Good. Shoulders roll back. All right. Arms are going to stretch up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. Exhale. Right foot's going to step back into a lunge. Good. Stay on your fingertips. Inhale. Lift your chest. You're going to keep your back knee up. Getting that nice stretch in the hip flexors on the front right side or back right side. Good. And then exhale, down dog kick. Plant those hands. Left leg's going to sweep up and back. Bend your knee and open up that hip. Inhale. Let the right heel get heavy. Scoop the tailbone forward. And then exhale. Slowly circle the leg back down to the floor. Plank pose as you breathe in. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, or all the way to the belly. I'm going to go all the way down first. Cobra, thighs down if you do that, or up dog, lift the chest. Exhale, down dog. Our right leg goes up, breathe in. Toes point down, exhale, right foot steps forward and through. Stay on fingertips. And here's a great time, use your blocks if you have them, one or two. And you have to allow the hips to draw a little bit down. And at the same time, they're not just collapsing, right? There's a strength of the feet hugging in toward each other, the outer right hip firming back, and yet there is still a surrender of the hips drawing down to help you lift the chest. And then bend that back leg, kind of pushing off the weight of the back foot and step it forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold and bow. Bring your big toes together. Bring your hands to prayer in what I call a skier's chair. You're going to rest your forearms on your legs. This gives you the chance to really stretch your heart forward, wiggling all 10 toes, weight in all 4 corners of your feet. And then you're going to maneuver your left forearm across your thighs and reach your right arm up towards the sky. Turn the top palm, if you like, reach it behind your back. And see if you can catch into a half bind. Take another breath. And then reach the arm back up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a nice deep breath, breathe in. Right forearm comes across both thighs. And this is nice because it'll help you keep both legs level. Left arm reaching up towards the sky. Turn the palm behind you, reach back. Catch your right thigh if you can. Roll that top shoulder open. Sink those hips a little deeper. I know. Reach the arm back up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to prayer in your chair. Now you get to push to stand. Here we go. Inhale, reach. Forward fold. Oh, now notice those legs. Doesn't that feel good? You're like, that's one way to say it. Inhale, stretch the heart forward. And now it's our left foot going back. Staying on those fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest. Now you're going to take a long pyramid pose. Exhale, straightening the front leg a little or a lot. Good. Now bend into this front leg. You're going to keep the left hand down. As you straighten your right leg a little or a lot, I want you to reach your right hand back and up. It's like a modified revolved triangle. So a great time here to have a block. Inhale. And then exhale, sweep that right hand down and actually forward. So you're going to inhale, sweep it up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, sweep it down and forward. Still getting that nice stretch. Turn your thumb up. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward. Good. Plant that right hand. Turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. Walking to the left. Inhale, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, fold and bow. Getting the hips and the hamstrings. Take another nice deep breath here, breathing in. Hug your feet together. Exhale, bowing the heart in between the legs. Inhale, hands under shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, turn those right toes back to the front of your mat. Block off to the side. Down dog kick now, right leg. Right leg goes up and back. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Keep your left armpit lifting. Inhale, re-straighten the legs, square it off. Exhale, set the foot down to the floor. We come to plank as we breathe in. Inhale. Nice strong core, chaturanga, or all the way to the belly. Up dog, cobra. Letting the front of the hips open. I know it's a back bend, but notice how the front of your hips are opening here. Corkscrew the hands into the ground, lifting the shoulders back and down dog. And our left leg rises. Breathe in. Exhale, left foot steps forward and through. I'm going to grab my block again. Bring it on the inside. Inhale, first breath, heart forward. Exhale, sinking down a little deeper. And now your left hand, it's going to come on the outside if it's not already on the outside of the foot. You're going to sweep that left arm back. Actually, first time we're just going to straighten the leg. We had one time where before we swept. It's not swept. It's swept. Good. And then bend back in. Okay, now the arm's going to go back. So reach that left arm back as you straighten the leg. Breathe in. And then exhale, bend the left knee, reach your left arm forward. Keep the back leg strong. Really easy to just sag here. So keep it strong. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward. Once more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward. Good. Hand down to the ground. Breathe in. And now all 10 toes are going to walk to the right. Wide-legged straddle. This time grab your peace fingers and your thumbs around your big toes. Stretch your heart forward. Inhale. And then bend your elbows out to the side and forward fold. Lift your shoulders up away from the mat. One of the ways sometimes the mind will remind us that we're not feeling at home is just we're constantly judging the way that the body is feeling, or we're almost reprimanding ourselves like, oh my gosh, why am I so tight? That tightness is reminding us that we have a body and that we get to move. It's never punishment to move your body. It's always a privilege, right? It's always a gift. Let your hands come under your shoulders. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, turn your left toes back towards the front of your mat. Good. Push off that back leg and let's step it forward, top of your mat. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold and bow. One more time. Big toes touch, inner heels slightly apart. Chair pose, Utkatasana. This time, hands to your heart. They're not resting on your legs. The belly is lifting off the thighs. It might be touching, but it's still engaged that it's lifting off the thighs. And then start to twist right, but without going right to hooking the elbows. So just use from your core, start to twist to the right. And when you can sort of feel that right leg there, then let the left elbow connect. Keep allowing yourself to be able to wiggle your toes. And as you exhale, that's when you're deepening into the movement a little more. Take another breath. Now look down at the floor. Your weight's going to go in your right foot. You're going to lift your left heel, and either one big step or a couple little steps, you're going to step that left foot back. Good. Now bring your right forearm on your right thigh. Spin your left heel to the ground as you evolve into side angle. Push into that arm against your leg and reach the arm over. Good. Nice deep breath here. Opening up the hips. Good. One more. Good. Now we're going to take a skater pose. Sweep this left arm in front of you, heels in, toes out. Reach both arms over to the left. Inhale here. And you're coming to the back of your mat into a crescent twist with the left arm reaching back and the right arm reaching forward. Draw the tailbone down. Expand your wings. Take one more breath. Good. Now you're going to cartwheel the hands down to the floor, and we're going to bump that back foot up. All right? Bump the back foot up. Now again, I'm going to grab a block. If you have one, go ahead and grab it if you like. You're in a pyramid pose at the back of your mat. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, fold. Take that outer left hip back a little more. And again, we're taking kind of a variation of a revolved triangle. Left arm's going to reach up to the sky. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread your left arm between your left and your right leg and just reach somewhere on the outer leg, not on the inner leg, on the outer leg. Lift, kind of come onto your right fingertips and tilt your right elbow forward and see if you can peekaboo. Hello, underneath that right arm. So you're going to flow there a little bit. Inhale. Back into revolved triangle variation. And then exhale, thread. So we got a little twist, little hamstring, little IT band. You might even feel in the outer hip here. One more time, breathe in. Exhale. So good. All right, left hand down, bend that left knee, and step to the back of your mat. Right foot by left foot. Inhale, heart forward. Fold, bow. Big toes are touching. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Chair pose, hands to heart. Shoulders roll back and down. And now we're twisting, but without just going right elbow. You're going from the belly, from the core. Slow, start to twist left as you exhale. As you exhale again, twist a little deeper. And if you can start to feel that outer left leg, you're like, I've got the outer left leg. It's right there. Start to bring the elbow to the outside. Thank you, body. Thank you for all that you do for us. Look down at the floor. Pick up that right heel. And let's send that right leg back. Crescent twist. Back heel pulling over the ball of the foot. If you fall out, you just can bring a hand down just like I did. That's okay. We all have those days. And now you're going to come forward with the torso, bringing your left forearm on your left leg and spin that back heel down to the ground. Hello, sunshine. Like, no, really, it's the sun is right in my eye. Reach the arm over the ear side angle. So if I'm looking more down, that is why. Trying to time the light. Turn the low belly, looking up. Good. And then skater pose back to the front of your mat. Heels in, toes out, bend that right knee, and really send the groins back. Get into that left hamstring. Yeah, do you feel that? And then we're coming to the front of the mat, crescent twist, reach right arm back, pivot onto the ball of the foot, left arm forward, right arm back. Bend a little deeper into that right leg. Again, draw the tailbone down, lift the belly in. And then cartwheel both your hands down. Again, I'm going to grab my block, put it on the inside of the front foot, bumping your back foot up till the heel can ground down. Pyramid pose, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Variation of revolved triangle. I like to turn my block so it's the long way here. Right outer hip moves back, right arm goes to the sky. Inhale. Again, groins back, heart forward. And then thread the arm. It's going between your right leg and left arm, and you're reaching to the outer leg wherever. It's not about getting to the ankle here. So I actually like the calf. And you can push your right arm against your right leg, pop up on those left fingertips, and start to turn. There's so much goodness happening here, but you just have to give yourself a minute to be at home with yourself and find it. So once you kind of found it, it's blueprinted so you can go back to it, then come back into revolved triangle. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, thread, turn, look. I see you. I see you. Inhale. Exhale. You know those people that you can just feel it every time you're with them. You know that you don't have to be anything other than yourself, and you are loved. That's your tribe. That is your tribe. Bend that right knee. Connect your hands, right and left, to the floor, and step left foot to right foot. Let those feet stay about hip width apart. And I want you to, as you're forward folding here, just bending one leg at a time, just kind of side to side. All right, Malasana yogis, heels in, toes out. If you need to, sit on a block. Lift your chest. Good. Reach your right arm against your right leg and your left arm up to the sky. Open it up. Nice open twist here. Hands to heart. Exhale. And then left arm against left leg. Right arm reaches up. Breathe in. Part of Pride Month is also being an advocate for equal rights and standing up for what is right. As Martin Luther King says, it's always the right time to do what is right. Good. Take a nice deep breath here, breathing in. And sitting down, Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Exhale. Take hold of your ankles, lift your chest. And now exhale, nice space for the belly if you want to grab one of those blocks. And forward fold. And lift your chest. Move that block over if you're using it to the right side a little bit. And I'm going to slide it back so my arm is against my right shin. You want the arm to be, and your hand can be on the floor here too, so if you're more open. And then again, reach left arm up to the sky. And now take it over the ear. Keep the left sitting bone connected. And I'm not so concerned that your arm is perfectly straight, but I do want there to be an energy from your back left sit bone all the way out through your fingertips. And you're using just the connection between the back of your right tricep against that right shin to help you create that stabilization for you to reach. And then switch, just sweep that left hand. Again, you can scooch the block over, left forearm down, reach right arm over. Ugh, in the back. Man, can you feel that through your QL muscles through your back here as your hips and groin opening. Good, and then come up. We're going to keep our left leg in and we're going to extend our right leg out for Janu Shirshasana. We're going to twist to the left, right hand coming to your left knee and your left hand coming behind you. Flex your right toes. Turn those toes up towards the sky. If you want, you can even take your left hand behind your back and again, finding a bind, catching that right thigh, rotating the chest open. Nice open twist. And then start to lean your chest a little bit right. Not to the point where you feel like you're gripping, but just you're noticing the side body is opening up. You might notice your hamstring a little bit more. And then let go with that arm. I'm going to bring my right forearm down either to this block or you can take it to the floor. And I'm going to let the left arm actually just drape over and kind of a bit behind my head. So my head feels like it has something to lean back into to keep the body moving back in space. If you're really open here, you want to hold the right hand on the inner edge of the foot and grab your left hand on the outer edge of the foot. By all means, please do. But if you get there and you feel like I'm straining, And you're like, who am I straining for? What? Maybe you back off a little bit. Let it feel good. This practice isn't a punishment, right? It's a privilege to be able to move and to be wherever our body is at today. Good. And then slowly inhale and come up. Whew. All right, the right leg, you're going to bring it over on top of the left leg. Ardha Matsyendrasana. And if you need a blanket to sit on, grab that blanket. Right hand is behind you. Left arm reaches up to the sky. And exhale, turn and twist. Left elbow coming to the outside of your right leg. Lift your chest. Turn the belly. Now, if you're tighter here in the hips, or you just would like more hip opening, hook your left arm around your outer right leg. That feels good. Yeah. I'm going to stay there too. Okay. Some of you, if you wanted to bind, you know how to bind. You can do a half bind in a seated twist, right? Or the right hand comes behind the back, or the left arm goes through the legs, and you catch your own hands. And at the same time, if you do that, you start to really round the spine. It's not helpful for your spine. You want to be able to keep that nice straight spine if you're going into those deeper binds, okay? Very good. And we're going to unwind. Good. Now we're coming to double pigeon. Scoot your left foot out a little bit. Right shin's going to lay on top of left shin. Now lift your chest. Now you can see I'm a little tighter on this side. Just got to give it a minute. I could take a block. I could put it between the knee and the foot. I could also use a blanket. Those of you folding forward, you might prefer a block coming forward. And then as you come forward, your forehead connects to that block. You might need two. You might be, if this is just way too intense, you can also take a Sukhasana, just right shin in front of your left shin. And your body will tell you if you're not able to keep the natural curve in your spine. So if you can get to double pigeon, but your back rounds like this, for today, it might be more helpful to just sit in a Sukhasana so you can get that nice straight spine and move from that space than trying to force it today, okay? And you can always lay back on your back too and take a figure 4. Being at home with ourselves is accepting ourselves and our bodies where they are at today. Because when we don't accept ourselves, think about often how we feel the judgment that we place on other people, which is never even about them. It's about us. It's about how we feel about ourselves. And so Pride Month reminds us to accept ourselves, to accept all beings, because we are all doing the best we can and we never know what someone else is going through. Let's come all the way back up. I'm going to keep that block there, stretch the legs out, and I'm going to just kind of hold onto it between my calves. Now, if you're more open here, you can put your block at the soles of your feet. And I'm going to start to bow forward so that my forehead can come down to that block. And you could bend your knees here if you want to, again, just be a little bit more kind, or what feels more kind on your body. You can slide a blanket underneath those knees and fold. Letting that whole posterior chain, your whole, back side of your body open. And then inhale, come up. Let's repeat all that on the second side. So our right leg's going to come in and our left leg is going to be out in this Janu Shirshasana shape. Right hand behind you, left hand to right knee. Chest is nice and tall. Maybe you take this right hand, fish around for that left thigh, see if you can find it. Chest again, nice and broad, broad across the collarbones, turning the torso, and then start to lean. Lean a little bit left. Keep the right shoulder, though, rolling open. You get a nice stretch, actually, for your neck here, too, if you want to look down towards the floor. I didn't have you do this on the first side, so you could come back to it, but relax your jaw, smile even a little bit here. And then let go of that bind. I'm going to take that block down on the inside of my left leg. Right arm, you can either straighten it, or I'm again just going to kind of bend the arm and let my forearm rest and be behind my head. Now for me that's helpful because I lean back into it. You might like it where the forearm's draping more right over the crown and you feel as though you're reaching through the top of the head. So either one. If you're more open, left hand grabbing the inside of your left foot, right hand reaching for the outer edge of your left foot. And then inhale, slowly bring it back up. Seated twist. Left leg crosses over right. You can always straighten that bottom leg. If this is not working for you on your knee, bottom leg can always go straight here. Get the whole sole of that left foot all the way to the floor. Left sit bone all the way to the floor. And again, if it's not working, sit on that blanket. Left hand's behind you, right arm reaches up. Draw the left shoulder back, and then from the low belly, start to turn and twist to the left. And I'm going to hook again because I just want a little more hip opening. Some of you are binding maybe. And unwind, double pigeon, or Sukhasana, left shin now in front of right shin. Feet are flexed, so soles of the feet are in line with the outer edges of your legs. That bottom shin is pushing forward, so you've got a triangle in between your legs here, lifting the chest. And exhale, folding. So you can come forward if there's space, but you want some support for that leg. Just make sure you have that. And again, I can feel that tightness. My back just wants to round to kind of say, to release some of that intensity. And so I have to really just go nice and slow, keeping the spine straight, bowing very gently. And as you start to come forward, you might be able to use your right arm against the sole of this left foot and your left arm against your outer right leg and hug in a little bit. And that'll help you create a little bit more muscle energy that you might be able to release a little bit more through your upper body. You don't have to overwork the arms here, but just a gentle hug, just a gentle squeeze. And then lifting up. And one more time, legs going out straight. I'm going to do the same blanket underneath those knees, block between my shins, holding the outer edges of the feet. And again, any variation for you, Paschimottanasana. Good. And then inhale, come up. Block off to the side. Now I'm going to give you two options. You can either stay seated and come to a meditation position, or come onto your back. You could even keep that blanket under those knees and start to come and roll into a Shavasana shape. I'm going to stay up for meditation. So we're not going to do a full meditation or anything, but just for our few moments of Shavasana, or maybe you just feel like I want to sit and be presently attentive and yet quiet. Let your eyes close in whichever shape you chose. If you're in Shavasana, let your palms turn up and your hands be soft. If you're in meditation, you can also, if you like, palms up or palms down, and you can bring your thumb and your index fingers together. A teaching I heard recently talked about taking pride in your choices and not your gifts. What they meant by that was that so often we put so much attention on all the things that we're doing, the gifts that we have. It's kind of how Carol Dweck talks about a growth versus a fixed mindset. But instead to be praising and to be supporting ourselves more through our effort and more through our choices, taking pride in that. I might have a really great gift, but if I'm not utilizing that gift and using that gift in a way that's making good choices, then what's it all about? So for Pride Month, we are embodying and remembering that we celebrate ourselves and who we are. The choice that we made to feel comfortable enough in our own skin to feel that we can be authentically who we are. That's a choice. Take pride in those choices. Start to slowly come back. Allowing your body to move a little bit. If you're laying down, stretching your arms over your head, connecting your feet to the floor, rolling to your right side, coming all the way up to seated. Let's all fold the hands together in front of our heart. Thank you for being on your mat today, for taking pride in who you are, for practicing loving where you are right now on your own journey, accepting ourselves and realizing that all of us are on a continuous journey of becoming. As you draw your thumbs up to third eye, from my heart to yours, I am so grateful that you took this time and that we could be together. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.